here we are in the Caminos laboratory. Right here I'm working on measuring arsenic with an electrochemical method called anodic stripping voltammetry. There are basically three main aspects. We're using an electrode that looks like this, which has three electrodes integrated in it, the work, reference and counter electrode. And this electrode we simply put in our sample. So this guy here is this white piece of plastic that you see, but it's turned around. And it's maintained in place by this sensor holder. The sensor holder is connected to the potentiostat that controls a voltage on the electrode. So what is happening? In this sample there will be some arsenic. We took this sample in a community of Puerto de Nieto. And if I put a negative potential on these electrodes, the arsenic will start to reduce from arsenic 5 or arsenic 3 to arsenic 0, and it will accumulate on the work electrode that is on here. If I then increase the potential to a more positive voltage, at some point all the arsenic will oxidize back into the solution, and we can measure this by measuring the change in current. So then we come to the next step, right here on the computer screen. So this first blue line is the change in current that we measured after the voltage profile, which is actually the original sample. So basically we measure a peak that has a specific height, and the unit of that height is the current. After this first measurement we add a known amount of arsenic and we measure again. So we notice that the peak here has increased the size. The peak height is a lot higher. Then we add a known amount of arsenic again, and again the peak increases. And with this information, because we know how much we have added in the last two measurements, we can recalculate what the original concentration of arsenic was. There are a few challenges, because here we're measuring all of the arsenic that is present in the water. But normally arsenic is present in two main forms in the groundwater, namely arsenic 3, which is the more reduced form, and arsenic 5, which is the more oxidized form. But arsenic 3 is a lot more toxic and is also a lot more difficult to remove from our groundwater. So one of the main challenges that we're doing here is that we're trying to measure both species at the same time, basically. And that's the main thing that I'm working on at this moment. And also we're working on a new method that instead of using very acidic conditions, because there needs to be an acid in this sample, there needs to be an electrolyte in order to do the measurements. So instead of using acidic conditions, we're trying to work out how to use more neutral conditions to do the measurements, which will make the process a lot easier.